Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video we'll be going through a unboxing of the core Gundam in its real type color and the Marsfour unit, and this was from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, released by Bandai back in 2019. So yes, despite that wonderfully long name, it's basically the Marsfour Gundam. Just with some weird emphasis on the core Gundam. Although, when I think about it, it is actually technically right. It is just the core Gundam with a mix and match of various planet armors and units attached to it. But anyway, I'm also doing a bit of a weird, not a weird test, but I am doing a microphone test on this video, so feel free to comment if it's too loud, not loud enough, I sound too close, I sound too far, I sound terrible, anything, mainly because I'm just trying a USB connected headset instead, which could become a new normal. We'll see how things go. It's actually a headset I'm having to replace because one of the headpieces went funky, but I'd probably not use it as a permanent one because there's a lot of cabling. But anyway, we're not here to discuss headsets, we're here to discuss the Marsfour Gundam. So, cover art. Left side has a nice picture of the Marsfour Gundam with everything combined, and on the right we have the actual finished kits, one being the core Gundam and two being the actual Marsfour unit. So that's with all the Mars armor attached. Looking around the box, so starting on the left to the right, so the Marsfour unit with the core Gundam all combined makes the Marsfour Gundam. So that's it combined and then separated. Reference to the Marsfour weapons, and once again the Marsfour Gundam with its weapons. And then you have a hybrid of a half V2, half Marsfour looks there. And to be honest, I kind of actually do like some of those looks. It is quite interesting having the combined armors, and I do know that becomes a penultimate gimmick. The other side of the box, so once again just the core Gundam and the Marsfour unit. And the other side we have the CGI, and then on the other long side we have a bit more of a blurb, front and back of the Marsfour. It actually does look quite nice in that colour scheme, but then I've always been a sucker for red, so I was a fan of this when it appeared in the anime for its colours. So that was the look around the box. Why don't we have a quick look at what's inside? I'll put that over there. So, one bag, two bags, 3 bags of runners, and a instruction manual at the very bottom. given that I've just done the V2, it'll probably be a A-frame, B-frame, a C-frame, a D-frame, PC parts, and SB9. If I was to take a while stab in the dark and look at to use SB9, only because I could see it right at the top. So I will get those runners out of the bags. I suspect there'll be some replication of parts, but that was part of the novelty of the Core Gundam and the Planet Armors / system. And we'll have a look at the runners. Okay, so now that we are back with a review of what was in the box. So, starting off with the instruction manual. Once again, we have a bit of a copy of the front of the box with CGI of a bit more of a fuller Marsfour, as well as the Core Gundam with the Marsfour units. And there we have the Marsfour Gundam itself, and it does look like it's armed with its full weapon system, which would have been, in terms of the kit, the Marsfour weapons. So there's that. Hiroto once again. So that's the front. In terms of the back, so in the back we have once again Core Gundam, the Marsfour units, reference to a shield unit that may be specific to the Marsfour, and then the main bulk of the back has a fully loaded out Marsfour Gundam with its Marsfour weapons. And that's quite nice looking. And at the point of this video, the Marsfour weapons has been already uploaded, so I will try to include a link to that. So there's the back. Let's see if I remember how to open this without causing too much of a mess. I won't go through this too much because it's basically the same as the V2. It is pretty much the same as Earth 3, and I suspect probably the same for the Jupiter. Yeah, that one, which I will probably pronounce slightly better when I finally get around to building it. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting really tongue-tied with the Jupiter. Or probably another repetition of saying Mercury over and over and sounding weird. So we've got the Marsfour unit, so this will be specific for Marsfour. But because of the replication of some of the parts, it probably will look familiar in some areas, but that's okay. And then you've got the instructions on how to attach the Mars armor to the Core Gundam. So that's quite nice. And obviously the different color scheme for the Core Gundam actually does complement it quite well. Whilst I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could buy 2 Earth 3s just to have the same consistent coloured core. I think what they've done is easily acceptable and you can definitely get away with that. Alternatively, just keep swapping out the armours with the core. So that was the instructions. In terms of what else was in the box, we did get a small foil sticker sheet. So eyes, 2 and 3 I believe are camera lenses, 4 is for the front of the dock, 5, I can't seem to remember. We'll find out eventually. Okay, in terms of the runners, A runner. If you feel like you've seen this before, it is because you have. I'm quite certain the A runner is going to be used across probably most of them, well, at least the first few. So Earth 3, V2 and Marsfour probably have the same A runner. For this particular one, it's predominantly in a nice red. I've got some burgundy at the bottom. I want to say pumpkin orange at the top, and then here for the it's a bit of a fluorescent orange of sorts for the chest component on the core Gundam. That is a very nice looking A-frame. I do quite like that. For the Bs, it's 2 B frames. So there we go. So B1 and B3. So B1 is pretty much the core Gundam. This section up here, I believe, was part of Earth 3 only. The section that would have been here was for V2. And this B3, I'll just move the top bit out of frame, but B3 basically was here, so that would have made a huge B frame at the time if it had the Earth 3, the V2 and the Mars specific components. So yeah, that's not too bad. Both B frames runners, I keep using them interchangeably. They are in white. Moving to the C runner. Do it this way. C runner is a recycled runner. This was in V2 and this was in Earth 3. For this particular version of it, it is in black. It's a very nice black. I would seriously consider buying another Marsfour because I just really like the colours. Yeah, in a way I wish that, well, I'll regret saying it, but I sometimes wish that the planet systems were sold much like the Saturn, Neptune and Mercury, where they were individual, but at the same time I would also hate that because you'd have to buy 8 core Gundams, well, 4 and 4 really. So that's the C runner in black. In terms of the D, that's in that black slash dark blue. Now these bits, so obviously the dock, I don't know why, I keep thinking I've never seen these pieces before, and at the same time I think I have. It's a shame I didn't plan on doing an actual comparison with the V2 runners, but I might do that after the fact. So that's the D runner. The PC runner, so the polycaps, yes, I did say caps. This is black, very nice black. Once again, I'm quite liking the black that came with this kit. And lastly, we have good old SB9, so your flat beam sabers in yellow. And I have noticed that one of them seems to be a bit curved. I'll fix that afterwards, and that's in that fluorescent yellow, I guess. It's definitely yellow. And that is a breakdown of all the runners that were included. So I quite like the colouring for the Marsfour, as I've mentioned earlier. In terms of the build, now that I've done them so close together, I do hope that there won't be too much of a sense of repetition, now that I actually know that it's pretty much the same runners just being recycled and recolored. And it's definitely not a bad thing. The colouring does actually help make it look different, and to be honest, I actually had the impression that all the armours were different. Well, I know they get much different from Jupiter onwards. For some reason I thought Earth 3, Mercury 1, V2 and Marsfour were a bit more different in the way they look. But either way, I mean, if you can look at them and actually get the initial vibe that they're all different, that's probably a good thing on the for the designers that designer/designers that did them, to actually give that illusion of. But that's really cool. So there we go, the Marsfour Gundam. When I get to it, I will get to it, but I will probably consolidate the Marsfour weapons with it as well. So I'm thinking it will be a Marsfour weapons review on its own. Should be relatively short. And then this Marsfour Gundam on its own, most likely. And then I might do a very brief Ultimate Marsfour with everything, or I'll just add it on the end of this one. We'll see how it goes. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below and a like if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe if you wish to follow my channel and stay up to date with upcoming releases. Extra content can be found on my Instagram account, link in the description down below. Once again, thank you for your support to help grow this channel. Please stay safe and take care, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.